Episode 4 of 1923, titled The War on the Turquoise Tide, is really, really fascinating and so much drama than you would ever anticipate. After the events of episode 3, where the Duttons were ambushed by Banner and his men, and we see that John Dutton Sr. did not survive, and Jacob Dutton did survive his wounds, but he's bedridden. Also, Elizabeth is in bed, as she survived as well, and Jack Dutton is watching over his fiance. Now, Cara Dutton, Helen Mirren's character, is a Spitfire and front and center in this episode, and she is, and I feel like she definitely is, she is the matriarch of the entire family in this season, especially these episodes. The emotional aspect of how this episode starts, where she goes out into the field and just starts crying and wailing after, and still while cleaning up the kitchen that was full of blood. You see the nurses and the doctors just tired of what's happening. Not only that, we see circumstances that what can happen now. All right, now Banner, we find out, goes to Timothy Dalton's character of Donald Whitfield, who is a wealthy man. Now, the reason Banner goes to Whitfield is because Banner has a kind of suggestion. I need the money and the men to take over Yellowstone. And basically, Whitfield is like, you can't take over Yellowstone. It's the Duttons. You can't fight them. So Banner's like, I did this, I did that. And Whitfield, we find out how ruthless he is. He basically says to Banner, like, if you do me wrong, I will make sure your wife is killed and your children are, like, buried in her hide. Like, holy shit, like, all right. We just got introduced to Timothy Dalton's character of Donald Whitfield, and he says this shit to Banner. You thought Banner was the villain? Oh, no, no, no. Whitfield is the villain in this, and I'm curious to see what happens with his character. Not only that, Cara Dutton goes to the livestock meeting with all the men and everything, and she kind of, in a way, says that Jacob went to Wyoming because of cattle thieves and everything, but then she also portrays certain aspects of what's going on. Banner finds it bullshit. They both confront each other at the front of the building and outside, and Banner's like, you're a liar. And Cara Dutton's like, prove it. Prove that I'm a liar. She spits in his face, and, she's like, men, you and your men with your guns. She's like, I'm a woman. I kill slower. I'm just like, okay. They're giving amazing, amazing dialogue in this, and it's so absolutely well written. The way it was done was really good. It was interesting. There are moments we see Spencer, with his wife now, evidently, and they're on like an island, and they're just doing their thing, having romantic fun and everything. And we do get scenes where we go back to the Native American boarding school with Tanoa Rainwater, the ancestor to Chief Rainwater in Yellowstone. And basically, once again, she is beaten up by the nuns. Let me just tell you, these nuns are fucking annoying to a point where it's just absolutely absurd what the shit they got away with in any other aspect of the whole thing about Catholicism and Catholics in boarding schools with nuns and priests. I'll just leave it at that. They tortured the Native Americans to a point where they should not have been tortured. They take a steel washer and they just rub her back. They cut her hair and everything, and she doesn't take no for an answer, and she takes matters into her own hands. So Tanoa kind of fills 3 Bibles up with a pillowcase of 3 Bibles up. She goes to the nuns' quarters and beats the ever-loving shit out of her, and she does things, and she finally got her revenge. It was one of the most cringiest scenes in this episode because of the way the nuns were beating on Tanoa, but then you knew Tanoa was going to get her revenge, and she did, and it's such a great, great sight to see. Like I said, the nun got what she deserved, and it's absolutely heroic. I'm curious to see where Tanoa Rainwater's character goes from here, because it's absolutely crazy, and you just feel that anger when the Native Americans get bullied for no reason other than it was their land, and then the white man came in and took over. Like, it's absolutely absurd and crazy. And we go to where Spencer and Alexandra, or Alex, are doing their thing. She finds a stack of letters. She's like, who's Cara Dutton? She's like, I'm very jealous. And Spencer's like, it's my aunt. There's a stack of letters, like 2 years worth of letters. And the reason he didn't want to read them is because he would relive the war, the anguish and everything. So they get to the point, and they get to the letter that Kara wrote in the 3rd episode that was sent out in this episode to get to Spencer. And, Alex reads it, and Spencer finds out everything that happened. He finds out, and he wants to know when it was dated. And, Alexandra says 3 months ago. So we just really fast forward 3 months from one scene to another, and we know that Spencer is going to go home, but what can he do? Now, the reason I mention this is because, kind of in a way, Kara tells Banner, oh, wait till my nephew gets a hold of you. And Banner's like, oh, I've seen your nephew. I know what I did to him. She's like, no, my other nephew. So Spencer is the ruthless one in the family, and I'm curious to see how that plays a role in it. There is a scene where Harrison Ford's character, Jacob, actually lays the groundwork of what the family should do with the cattle, the cows, the horses, and how long everything should be done. And Kara, Jack, and everyone do take this into consideration and actually listen to Jacob and actually do these things. This was a very, very interesting, powerful episode. The dialogue is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I will actually say these first 4 episodes of 1923 is better than the first half of season 5 of Yellowstone. Yes, I said it. The writing is exceptional as always, and I love seeing dialogue, screenwriting, and screenplays done so well, even in movies or TV series. But when it's done in a TV series like this, with big name actors and a story that's so many generations in the making with the Dutton family and the Yellowstone Ranch, it's going to be good, and this is good. It's great to see a prequel series and kind of a sequel series where it's done so well and the pacings are so good. The series is set to run for 2 seasons with 8 episodes each, so this is going to be 8 episodes, and then we see season 2, 8 episodes. Curious to see what happens, what's Spencer going to do, what's Tanoa Rainwater's character, what's her story going to be like, and how will everything, mix together, and will it be really, really well done? And how will Donald Whitfield and Banner work together, and will Spencer Dutton, exact revenge on Banner? And, it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to see. We do know the women of Yellowstone are spitfires, and it showed that Kara can stand on her own, as well as the men, and it's absolutely mind-blowing how good this show is, and I really, really mean that. I mean, it's absolutely, it's chef's kiss. Only the first 4 episodes, so well paced, so well done, so well acted, so well written. I love it. I absolutely love it. So let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 4 of a 1923 titled War in the Turquoise Tide. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What do you think is going to happen in the final episodes of this season? Do you think Spencer will get his revenge of what happened to his family? Do you think Banner will meet his fate? And do you think Whitfield will come face to face with the Duttons? And what is Whitfield's motive? And what is Banner's motive? And what do you think is going to happen with the entire family? And do you see something big happening in this season? And what do you think will happen to Tanoa Rainwater's character after the events of what she did in this 4th episode? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. And be sure you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for new review videos on my channel. I'll see you all in the next review video. And be sure you tune in to my next episode review of 1923, the 5th episode. Thank you for tuning in.